Hello everybody, welcome to Sunday Racing. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day everybody. Hope you're all enjoying it, and your children and your wives and your family or whatever, all looking after you and spoiling you. Moms, spoil your children. Wives, spoil your husbands. It's their day. Make it happen. Let them punt today. So Sunday they can go out and punt and do what they want to do. It's not a problem. Well, we look forward, of course, to the turffontein meeting. We race on this Sunday, with 9 races on the card. The second race on the card of particular interest to us because we want to get our bipods on, and here to assist in terms of making things work, of course, is Gabriel Soma. Good to have him in the studio with us and to help us through the card. It has been pretty cold, Gabriel. You've been warm?
It's been very cold, Clyde, but it's
good to have you. Thank you very
it's
much
lovely
for coming
to
on.
have you back.
Good boy, this. Good man. Yes.
Good to have you back, Clyde. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Up and running again.
Yes.
And happy Father's Day to everyone. And it's a lovely being on the show.
Thank you, as always. Got winners for us? Can we?
I think so. We generally hope that we have winners prior to punting.
Yes, of course.
But we've done the homework, and it looks like it's a nice day on Sunday.
Well, let's talk about the second race, make reference to that. There's also Jan van Gooyen, who's priced up 11 to 20. I have got comments from the De Kock team here with regards to this. Let me just read this to Gabby and everybody else. Jan van Gooyen came out of his debut win in good order. I'm just going to hold this up for you so you can see I'm reading it. We are very happy with him heading into the race. It looks like a harder race to win, but he should be up to it. So they're quite bullish in the stable as well. Obviously, Shadow Facts second favourite at 7 to 2, and then 5 to 1 about Got the Feeling, who's the other one in the race. Let's talk about the favourite and what your opinion is of it.
Clyde, he won a lovely race on debut. I mean, he jumped from draw 1. He showed good pace for a debutant, and he finished the race off really well. In saying that, it's a juvenile plate, and because he's won a race, he has to give weight to maidens. Now, in the UK, there's novice races where trainers aim their maidens at those type of races to get the weight from the horses that have won a race.
Right.
In South Africa, for whatever reason, it doesn't happen that way. But what I can tell you is the 3
Due
kilos.
to what? Why?
The mindset is that the winner is just too good for a maiden.
Not ignorance.
Yeah, it's
Could
ignorance. It's ignorance.
Yes.
And
I found there was a lot of ignorance, yes.
no doubt.
Yeah.
And in saying that, I mean, if they raced 12 days ago, Shadow Facts and Jan van Gooyen, they would have had to run off level weights. Sean's horse now gets 3 kilos, and I can tell you that that makes a massive difference. And because of that, I think Shadow Facts is the horse to beat. Now, he never won the way Jan van Gooyen did. In fact, he ran second, but his race was as impressive. If you go watch where he came from, it was mind-blowing to see that he could finish a length and a half off. With the fact that Richard now gets on board, he'll definitely not be as green as he was on debut. I think he's the horse to beat, and 7 to 2 is a massive price.
Sure.
So what I will say is I believe that there'll be from 11 to 20 Jan van Gooyen and 7 to 2 Shadow Facts. They're going to come together a lot closer in the market. And a horse like Got the Feeling, who's sitting at 5 to 1, I think he'll drift out because I don't think that form is as strong as the form of the other two, and I think he won't be able to give a horse like Shadow Facts the weight.
Gabs, the bipod's up now. You happy with that bipod?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, I would be very disappointed if they don't run 1 and 2. I've banked at Shadow Facts because he's my first choice.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, I've got to go with what I believe in.
Yeah, well, fortune favours the brave, and Gabriel bravely bankers the second choice. Shadow Facts takes on the odds-on favourite in race 2. Okay, welcome back. Race 3 we're on now. This is Place Accumulators to Betway Weighted to Win. The most watched, are you listening to this? The most watched tipping show in South Africa. Did you know that? DSTV, I mean, you're talking, I can't tell you, what did Stephen Watson tell me? How many? 50, 60,000 a day that watch our show, which is fantastic. Now, this is the Racing Today maiden plate, over 1,400 metres, and there are 12 of them that go to the gate in the PAs. Early morning market. We did this Friday, or are doing this Friday morning. And I'd like to repeat what I've said before. The advantage of doing it a couple of days before, when there are pros and cons, well, let's talk about the pros. You get a very early look at the betting. And when you guys are now going to be much closer to race time than we are, perhaps 5 minutes before or something, and you'll know exactly where the money is. At the moment, 10 Radio Star for the Aussie stable is 7-10. Number 1 Johnny Drama is the second favourite at 4-1. 4-1 about 2 Chieftain Shield, and 7 Silver Longsword is currently priced up at 10. You can get 10-1 and better about the balance. Gabriel Soma is with us. Gabriel, talk about this favourite Radio Star. There was money for it, I see, first time out. Not to say it came out in the cold, they backed it. Perhaps not that disappointing, and it ran a decent sort of race.
Ran a really good race, Clyde. He dropped out and he turned it on really well in the straight. He actually went through horses beautifully. And the horse that won the race came back to beat him on the line. It could have gone either way. Right. In saying that, the winner came out and he was very disappointing in his next start. And the form of that race is suspect. But in saying all of that, he looks like a really nice horse. And this is not a superstar field. Right. So if he was drawn 1-6, I think he would be close to a penalty kick, but because he's drawn 12, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. It will be interesting to see if Gavin goes forward with him or drops him out. He is a 2-year-old, so you've got to just be wary of that, but I do think he's the horse to beat, and the reason I've gone 2 horses in the bar pots and PAs is only because of draw 12. Yeah. Draws is a big
challenging
thing.
Draw.
It's a challenging draw.
Where do you think to try and jump and get over, or do you think they're going to drop it out? What would you...
Clyde, just with the horses that are in the race, there's a lot of no-hopers in the race, and I don't think Gavin would want to get caught behind a lot of those. So I think Gavin will jump and go forward, try place him. And if he gets over without a story, he should be very hard to beat. Okay. The horse that I do make the danger is a horse that I do own shares in, a horse called Green Light Racer. He returned after a very lengthy break last time, and he finished 3 lengths behind the favourite. He suffered a little bit of interference at about the 400. He could have gotten a little bit closer. I can tell you that he is working really well according to Joe. He's come on with the run and he's drawn 1. So I believe if the favourite wasn't in the race, he would be one of a tough horse to beat. So I've gone the 2 horses in bar pots and PAs. The only other horse that I would consider for wider bets, if you're looking for that, is probably Johnny Drama. He was disappointing last time out, but in saying that it was 1200 up the straight, he'll definitely prefer to step up to the 1400. But I don't think he can beat Green Light Racer or Radio Star for that matter.
Okay, so any mistakes from Radio Star, Green Light Dancer might end up, I mean, it's 10-1. Joe's given you a little bit of confidence. You like it.
Clyde, if it's 10-1, then what would be a good bet is a place. Because I do believe Radio Star is the horse to beat. But in saying that, I would be very disappointed if Green Light Racer is not in the first 3.
Okay, so we'll take the 12-10 perhaps, or the top 3. Correct. Yeah, all right. Well, there's Gabriel's place accumulator. Joe's told them they like their horse. The favourite Radio Star, well, currently PA costs $72. Okay, welcome back. How are you all doing? Race number 4. It's pick 6 time, and this is a maiden plate over 1,400 metres. There are 14 of them that are going to go to the gate. Let me just give you a quick update on this particular event here. And I got a comment from the De Kock stable. They got Chapoli. It's at on any price, but courtesy of them, here's the comment. This horse got taken out badly on her debut. She was separated from the field. She's certainly better than that performance, but she's still quite green and needs a bit more experience. Hard to give confidence. We're just looking for a better run. Market Betway had them as Daisy Jones and the other one of Tyron Zaki, Japanese God, and they're 2-1 the pair. So it's another Aussie favourite here, or joint favourite anyway. Sean Terry's got the one Green Street at 5-1, and then you can get 10-1 and better about the balance. You always want to play the first leg of the pick 6. You would get safely, or a little bit of confidence. You don't want to go out the first leg. So what are we doing? What does it look like to you?
Once again, Clyde, I think it's a race in 2. And I'll tell you why I say that is Daisy Jones ran a lovely race on debut, and the form of that race sets a standard in a very big way in this race. Once again, the problem is that she's drawn pretty badly at 14. Yeah. So it depends what Samanga's going to do here, because I can tell you now, if the horse gets caught 3 wide, then a filly like this, who's should be well clear of the field, will be lucky to find a place. But Samanga is a top-class jockey, and I'm pretty confident he'll get over. So I make her the horse to beat. She fits into the same category as Radio Star, that if she was drawn gates 1-6, you make her close to a racing certainty.
Sure.
In saying that, she's not. and we afforded the opportunity to see that beforehand, and we've got to make decisions based on that.
100%.
So,
That was waiting on Charlie came out of there and won from that form.
correct,
Yes,
100%.
yes, so that-
So in saying that, Japanese Garden is a horse that I'm going to put in with her.
Okay.
I think she's a nice filly. She's got some good form to her name. She is drawn 7. Better than that, if she now goes around the bend again and steps up to a 1400, which will both suit her. And so I think these two horses are the two horses to beat. I do like what Mark de Kock said in his comments there.
Yeah.
And if you are looking to go wider, at 16 to 1, she might be the horse to, number 14 would be to go wider. But I would be very surprised if any of the older horses are able to beat these two youngsters.
Okay.
They're unexposed and they look like they have lots of potential
Good.
still.
All right, so your pick 6. Let's have a look, Kicks, if we can, at Gabriel's pick 6. And it is just the 11 as 12, as is referenced already. So Daisy Jones and Japanese Garden, the 2. He's got a couple of bankers, as you can see, which is nice to see. In the next leg is Into Dancing is a banker. And then right at the back, if we're running, touch wood, knock, let me knock. Yeah, get us through the last leg of the pick 6. Mountain High is what we'll be depending on right at the back. Let's move on now to jackpot time, race number 5. Those who are watching the pick 6 will know that Gabriel's into dancing, and Stewie Pettigrew, Gavin Larena, a jockey strike if you want to call it, or senior jockey anyway, 15 to 10 favourite is what Betway were talking about on Friday morning. 1 Lava Lamp for Robin Klaassen is the 18 to 10 second favourite. Cabello Mazzaniani's riding that. And then you got thereafter that horse Hopscotch of Fani Bronkhorst, who's priced up at 4 to 1. One more worth mentioning, if I may, is that horse Matazio is priced up at 5s, because after that they've got 20s and better about the balance. Let's talk about your banker. And tell us why and what you know and why you like it.
So, Clyde, I make her the best bet on the day for a few simple reasons. Is that she's an unexposed filly. Her last start was very impressive. She should have gotten a lot closer. She was just behind Lava Lamp, and I can almost categorically guarantee, all things being equal, over an extra 400 meters, she'll be well ahead of Lava Lamp.
Okay.
So off draw 2, you mentioned it earlier, Gavin takes the reins, and without being disrespectful to anyone, there's a reason Gavin Larena rides as many winners as he does, as opposed to other jockeys. So yes, you can say it is a jockey strike, because it was an apprentice last time, and she'll be in a much better position than she was last time, because last time she had to jump off a bad draw. And I'll be very surprised if she doesn't win, Clyde. So I think a good way to get some money for later on is have a strike on her at 15 to 10. I do believe she could start a lot shorter. And I make your danger Hopscotch, number 8. Another 2-year-old filly who's stepping over the trip. Not easy for 2-year-olds to go over 2,000, but she's had 4 runs already. So she should be strong enough to go over that type of a trip. And she finished her race off well. But I think Into Dancing is going to be very tough to beat.
Yeah. You talk about 2 juveniles going that sort of trip, or difficult. I was speaking to V the other day. He went to Japan, and they're preparing, there's some conference on, and they're preparing for the derby, their Japanese derby or whatever it might be. Interesting enough, as juveniles. And they said to me, there was a race for juveniles debuts making their debut. What distance do you think they debuted over?
I can believe 2,000 meters.
1,800 meters.
Yeah.
I said, what? 1,800? I've never seen in my life. He says, you can't believe 1,800. Then they go from there and they go straight into taking on the bigger horses.
And you'll probably see they have full fields in those 1,800s. Because you see it in the UK as well.
Yeah.
They start to 1,012s, of course, when they start off. But pretty much this time of the year, you would start seeing those 1,600 maiden juvenile plates filled up with first timers. So it's a different mindset. But in saying that, we are training with altitude, etc. So yes.
No, everything obviously is on a like-for-like basis. Are the fathers going to be into dancing? Because this is the plan in terms of our jackpots. We bankering into dancing with 1 and 2 in the next leg, field, and 1, 7, 8, 9 at the back. Okay, on this Father's Day, we're halfway through Sunday meeting at Turffontein. Hope everybody's enjoying their time, whether you be watching this at home or if you're at the course having a special Father's Day lunch, all that sort of stuff. This is a maiden class field and it's over 2,000 meters. There are 9 of them that are going to the gate. Those that are watching this early and you want to book for the Sunday, or whenever it might be. The hospitality number is 681-1796 on the Johannesburg code. Now, in terms of the market, let me give you an idea what Betway were thinking on Friday morning. And they've got the source number 1, Santiago's Pride, top the boards at 3-1. 33-10 about number 9 and Flame. For the Dawson stable, Heroic Act, number 3 is priced up 4-1. 9-2, Mizzen Sword. And number 6, Alacanini is next best in the betting, and that's currently priced up at around 7-1. 8-1 and better. The balance might look a little tricky. There are a few that perhaps it can win you, Gabriel. What are your thoughts?
Clyde, it's an open race, but I think we could be seeing a potential coup in progress.
That's nice.
I see.
Beautiful.
Mark Khan has a horse called Mizzen Sword. Now, he's got patience because he's been putting this horse over 1200s, 1160s. Maximum he went 1400.
Okay.
He's saying all of that. The first time this horse ever ran, he stepped it out over a mile.
Yes.
And from that time, he's had 13 runs over a distance shorter than that. He's always struck me as a horse. He's a nice big horse. He's always struck me as a horse that wants ground.
Okay.
They've put the blinkers on him,
Yes.
which is telling me that they know the horse won't pull over 2,000 meters. And at 9-2, I think he's going to start a lot shorter. And if he is a horse that's looking for 2,000 meters, then you can have a good bet.
Okay, but hold on a second. Let me just ask you. I hear what you're saying, 2,000. But shouldn't it be a gradual process or not? I mean, around, you're going for 1,012. You've been running, as you say. Maybe you go the mile or just into the 2,000 like that. You happy with that?
It's not usual to see it, but what I will tell you, again, I'm referring to the UK because it happens a lot more often than it does in South Africa. In South Africa, we've got the mindset of the old timers where they gradually 12, 14, 16. Takes forever for trainers here to put horses over ground.
Right.
In the UK, they'll give horses 3 runs over sprinting trips of 1,000 and 1,200. They rest them for 8-9 months through the winter period, etc. They bring them out in a 2,400. They put the money down, and the horse wins by 4-5 lengths.
Beautiful.
So that does happen.
Lovely.
And if the horse is looking for this trip, he'll be very difficult to beat because I just think the others are exposed at the trip. And he's a massive runner.
Okay.
Santiago's Pride ran a good race after a rest last time. He has the steel shoes on. Watch for any equipment changes up until Saturday morning. He might get the Alamites on.
Right.
If that is the case, then you know that he's fancied even stronger.
Yes.
And he is the danger. All the other horses definitely have chances. Heroic Act. Future King was disappointing last time, but if you're produces his penultimate start, he can come back. Follow the master. That's what I'm saying. They're all exposed. Mizzen Sword is not exposed. He's unexposed over this trip. And I think we're witnessing what could potentially be a coup. And let's get on the 9-2.
All right, let's take the 9-2. There you've heard it. Thank you very much about Mizzen Sword. We'll leave it in your hands, Mr. Mark Khan. Let's get Mizzen Sword home. There's a look at the jackpot. This is the second jackpot on Sunday afternoon. All right, welcome back. How are you all doing? Now we're moving on to race number 7. It is a middle stakes race over the 1160 meters, and there are, how many of them? 16 of them. A nice big field that lines up here at the start. You are reminded about our weighted to win number that's on your screen as we speak to you right now. We're also on X to give you updates, and of course with Betway, they're giving lots of specials. Hollywood Bets Durban July around the corner. Let me talk to Gabby about that in just right now. First, before I want to talk to him about the next race on the card where I'm into a horse big time, but I want Gabby to put me off, give me reasons why I mustn't back it. Before we talk about it, Hollywood Bets Durban July, where are you at the moment around having seen what you've seen and summarized maybe your top 3 or something like that, or a horse that you think we should be focusing on before the field's announced? I guess the question is 8 or 18, 8 or 8 not going to, is it going to run on? I'm hearing it will. We don't know. But that's the 50-50 and decisive on the whole field, I guess.
Correct, Clyde. At the end of the day, for months now, we've been hearing that 8 on 18's target is Daily News, Champions Cup, and then there's conflicting stories whether he's going to become a stallion, whether he's going overseas. But one thing that's been common in all of the stories is that he's not running in the July. And in saying that, a lot of the anti-post punters, like myself, have looked for value with the thought that 8 on 18 is not going to be running in the July.
Yeah.
Take 8 on 18 out the July, it becomes a wide open race. I've narrowed it down to 3 horses without 8 on 18. Immediate Edge being my first choice, just the way he won the other day.
Very impressive.
I think it was an impressive win in the Jubilee, which is generally a good race leading into the July. I think that he is unexposed, and there's still a lot of improvement to come, but more than that, stepping up another 400 meters is going to suit him down to the ground. Right. So he is my first choice. I like Salukwe as an older horse. I just was very impressed the way he won the 1900. Yes. He's only stepped over ground a few times in his career, and every single time he's just about won, and won impressively. So stepping up further, he's going to be a massive runner. And a horse that I've been on in the anti-post forever since the markets opened was Future Swing, based on his run in the Cape Town Met. And it's a different, I'm not going to say it's something I'm opposed to, it's just a different strategy by Justin Snaith, the way he's running the horse. Generally, Justin would give it maybe 1-2 runs. I actually like the fact that he's racing this horse, because when he came out for his first run, he was very keen. He then ran him again in the, I think it was one of those staying races where he carried 63.5. Stayed on. He gave the winner 12 kilos, which was a phenomenal run. He's running him in the Derby. So one thing I do know, he's going to come into the race fit and well, and off the weight that he'll come in with, I'll be very surprised if he's not in the first 5. In saying all of that, if 8 on 18 runs, it's almost impossible to see him getting beat. His Daily News win was sensational, and for me, a horse that good, a kilo here, a kilo there, whether he ran off 55 or 57, is going to make very little difference in the July.
Lovely. Love the summary. Thanks, Gabs. Now, obviously, we'll get finality on this when the field's announced in a week, and we'll let you know. Into the race we're about to talk about now on the Sunday afternoon, I want to back Guy Gibson. And I'll tell you why. I haven't looked at the black and white of it, because that's why you're here, and you'll tell me or give me reasons. But I watched this horse at Scottsville, Hollywood Bet Scottsville last time. Got lost, jumped, got lost, got taken out, came back at them, running on strongly. I love the 5-1. Now, can I back it, or are there reasons not to?
Clyde, there are reasons not to.
Yes, tell me.
The main reason is that he ran at Scottsville 15 days ago,
yes, I understand.
Which means that to travel, run, travel back and run again, which is never easy on a horse.
Right.
And at the end of the day, there is potential for him to have a flat run. I do think he is one of the top 3 in the race, but he's not my first selection. Right. I don't want to put you off.
No, I understand.
Because it is an open race.
Right.
But that is the main reason that I'm
fair enough, the travelling.
Yes,
so what do you prefer?
Clyde, I like number 1, Chaivana, who drops drastically in class here. Yes. He's having his 3rd run after arrest. You can see his last start was in the Senor Santa. He would have been out at the weights, etc., because it's a pinnacle type race, but it's our top sprinters running in that.
Right.
So he's dropping to a middle stakes, which is basically dropping an entire division or 2. And based on that, I think he is a massive runner.
He's 10-1. He's 10-1 at the moment.
He's very good value. The other horse in the race that I make massive value is number 5, Night Bomber. His last start was disappointing, but there were some excuses. He now drops back to the 1160 up the straight, and if you have a look at your book there, 4 runs back in a middle stakes over 1160, he ran half a length of Simric. That was a top class effort. He's drawn 11, so he's got a nice draw at 9-1. I make him a massive runner as well, so I make it 1 from 5 from 2 Guy Gibson in 3rd. There are a handful of other horses that all have winning claims if you extract certain form lines out of their form, but to narrow it down for everyone else, 1, 5, 2.
Got it. There it is on screen. There's a pick 3 from Gabby. As you can see, 1, 2, 5, 6, 8 here by 1, 7, 8, 9, and then 6 at the back of the pick 3. So if it's only the travel restrictions around Guy Gibson that Gabriel's worried about, I'm still going to back it. Okay, we're closer to home now. This is the 8th race on the card, final leg of the jackpot. It is the Racing 240. This is where you get all your action, horse racing wise, on channel 240. And it's a handicap at the 100 level. There are 11 of them that are going to go to the gate in this race. And let me quickly update what Betway are doing Friday morning. Claw's the favourite for the Aussie team. They're at 7-2. 6 Artists Model is priced up 9-2. 7 Presley is 11-2. And 6-1 about the 10 Press On Regardless. I just want to pull up quickly what the De Kock team have sent with regards to the comment about this particular race. And I'll find it for you in a moment. And this is what they're saying about this horse in the last race. Artists Model has made significant improvement and fitness-wise after his fair last run. So lots of talk about Artist Model from the De Kock team. He looks really ready for a nice run, and we give him a good each-way chance. So there's lots of confidence behind this horse. Artist Model currently 9-2. Look, they bet 7-2 the field, Gabriel. So I guess it does have an open look to it, but there is some confident talk around that horse.
It is a wide open race, Clyde. So a horse like Artist Model has a chance. No doubt he has a chance. He got left last time. He ran on well. And if Mark's telling us that there is improvement from that last run, we have to respect that. In saying that, I do believe in second run after rest. I'm always concerned when a horse is having his second run after rest. And for that reason, I'm preferring to look in the direction of Claw. He won a very good race last time. I do believe he's better than what he's currently rated. There's been 1 or 2 races he should have won. He's been very, very unlucky in not winning them. And off draw 2, I think he'll have the run of the race. And I believe he's good enough to win off his current rating. And
in fairness, fairly lightly raced, I mean, sparingly raced run to run. I mean,
it's only had 12 starts, Clyde. So still, there can still be lots of improvement to come from a horse like this. And I do believe that he is better than what he's rated. So based on that, I make him the horse to beat. The 2 dangers that I make, Clyde, are both decent prices. Number 1, Grand Crescendo sits at 14-1. And I can tell you now, after his run at Greyville on the 28th of July, when he ran 3rd in the Premiers, the Grade 1, ran 3rd, you would have thought this is one of the top 3-year-olds or top 2-year-olds, going to be top 3-year-old in the next season. It's been very disappointing. There seems to be issues with every single run.
What the hanging story,
awkward hang.
Yes,
correct.
And the Starps have issued suspensions and warnings because it keeps hanging.
Sure. Yes. So all of that's unfortunate. What I will say, though, is he now steps up to a 1600. And I hope that's what makes the difference. Maybe he's a horse looking for that ground, and over the sprinting trips, it's just too quick for him.
Right.
He's drawn well. You would hope that he's just going to be allowed to do what he needs to do. And if that means he's in front doing what he has to do, so be it.
Sure.
But if Trent doesn't get him to settle or allow him to settle and doesn't fight him, I think at 14-1 is massive, massive value, because he has the ability to easily dispose of a field of this nature if he comes back to his best.
Right.
So he's my second choice. And then I like a horse like the Africa House. Stepping up to the 1600. It's something that he hasn't run over for a while. He's a horse that I believe is looking for that type of ground, if not further. And so based on that, I make him one of the dangers in this race.
Thanks, Gabriel. We've got it to the last double of the day, 1789. And when we come back, we're going to talk about our banker of the day, Mountain High. Welcome back, and our next turpentine race meeting, just a reminder, is on Monday, the 23rd of June. This is a particular event, handicap at the 90 level for fillies and mares. There are 10 of them that will be going to the gate. Let's take a look at what Betway are talking about. You've already heard we've been talking this horse that Gabriel likes, Mountain High, who's currently priced up at 9-2. The favourites, the 2 Palace Dancer, 33-10. Number 1, Quetta's 4-1. Number 8, Accept Cookies, is also 4-1. Then Mountain High, who's 9-2 on the Friday morn. By, I'm sure, Sunday morning it'll have shortened, and the 10 future date is priced up at 13-2. You can get 8-1 and better about the others. The 8-1 shot being too late, my mate. Let's talk about Mountain High. We're excited, yeah. Giving us confidence, and, we're focused. Ears are up, the ears are pricked.
I'm glad, Clyde.
Yes.
And like I've said many times before on the show, the last race is pretty much the most important race of the day.
Sure.
Because you're either losing money and you need to get out of it.
Correct.
Or you're winning money and you want to quadruple what you've got.
Yes, yes.
And in saying that, I make Mountain High one of the best bets on the day. There's no doubt about it, and I'm absolutely shocked at the price of 9-2. I'm happy about it, but very surprised. And there comes a time where in races, you got to sometimes just ignore certain collateral form lines, etc., because of a specific form line that's sticking out.
Yes.
And if you look at her last run, Clyde, she ran in the Secretariat Stakes. The winner of the race was Shoizanada. He then came out to win the Igoli Mile, which is the second leg of the Highveld Winter Series.
Right.
In doing so, he beat horses like Confederate, who's
Yes.
a Grade 1 winner.
Yes.
The second horse in that last race was a horse called Immediate Edge, who came out to win the Jubilee, and we're touting him as a potential Hollywood Bets Durban July
What is your first
winner.
choice if 8 on 18 doesn't run?
Correct.
Yes.
This filly's running in a merit-rated 90 off draw 1, and she steps up to a mile, which is going to suit. I cannot see how it's possible that she can get beat if she reproduces that last start.
That last start was fantastic? Is it not because I'm just thinking about why why is it 92 such a big, which is great for all of us because we want to back it, but is it not because of her history in being unreliable, where she was odds on a few times and she let them down several times actually?
Sure.
But what is it now? She's matured and that's all over?
I would believe that, Clyde, because her previous start, she won a nice race. She then comes out. I believe she's maturing. She's always shown glimpses of being a really nice filly. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying she's going to go and win a Group 1.
No, fair enough.
What I am saying is in a merit-rated 90, based on that last start, she's close to a racing certainty.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. You see how it works here on Betway's Weighted to Win. Thank you, Gabriel.
Pleasure, Clyde.
Can I just say thank you to Gabriel? Ricky, I'm going to shake his hand. Thank you, very kind of you.
Pleasure, Clyde.
Let it all work out for us now. There's a big weekend for us into the July.
Correct.
You see how it all plays. Thanks again.
Thank you for having me, and hopefully we've guided everyone in the right direction.
Of course, it's been a pleasure having you. Fresh of breath there. Thanks, everybody. Here's what we're doing at the back. You know it already. If you haven't taken the 9-2 Mountain Eye, get on.